Coach Reynolyds, a tough 2-0 loss against Cavalier. Not what you would have expected in a game that was very much close, as we can see.
Yeah, I think it was a workmanlike performance. The first half, for some reason, we came out very flat. Did enough to have kept a clean sheet up to the 70th minute, really. And then that one goal, things went down the hill. But, disappointing result and the effort, especially the last 20-25 minutes, not too certain what happened there is something that we have to look back at and to see, how well we can solve that problem going into the next game.
Tactically, you would say that you probably would employ, based on what you would have seen, more so to get a point and not to lose than probably going all out for the 3 points.
Yeah, basically that was the approach. I didn't think the Cavaliers team played with any great intent also. So whenever need to overcome it, too many players. But even though I thought we sat a little bit too deep, and whenever we made that error, it was made too close to your goal, and so I thought it sat too deep and needed to push the Cavaliers team a little bit, back. But as I said before, disappointed with the result and the effort. But we have to get it right. It's time now that we have to put some points on the board going into the penultimate game.
You'd have included Malik Stevens from the start to inject some life in the middle of the park. It was on and off throughout the game for him. But for you, did he score a 10 out of 10 for you?
No, and honestly, Malik is coming off. He was out for about 5 to 6 weeks, really. Played a game week before last and was out for a couple of days again, and then he's back in. So I really needed him to just give me a good shift for 60-65 minutes. Unfortunately, he got hurt. I had to come off 5 minutes into the second half. We wish he could have given us another 15 minutes or so, because we played him because we want to manage the ball a little bit more, and he's the kind of player that will hold the ball. We wanted to keep the ball a little bit longer. So we would have lost some trust when he came off.
Nathaniel Howe was a diamond in the middle of a park for Chapleton Maroons. When on his given day, any given day, he can be a match winner. Not his best performance, but what would be the plan going forward for him, specifically for the last 2 games?
And you're right. On his day, can be a very good player. At his age, very young, has the ability. It's something of a psychological that we need to work on. Where not is concerned. For you to be a good player at this level, you have to turn up almost every game. You have to turn up. So the work ethics and the mindset and the attitude has to be right, and those are the areas we feel that not only need to improve him to be consistent at this level. So it's something I'm continuing to work with him. He's just 19, he's still young, but he's capable of delivering and the goods for us. And so we just have to keep working with him.
Lamar Deacon, one of your, what would I say, shining light since you have taken over, did not start today, but came on late in the second half. His contribution was basically just below average. In your assessment, what do you think about his performance?
Yeah, below average. And all the players that came on didn't give us the sort of energy that we needed and the mobility that we needed. Deacon is one such player. The thing about Deacon is he's also an on and off player. Needs to be a little bit more consistent. But it's hard work. At this level, you have to work hard to be consistent at this level. And those are the things I keep reminding them, that the work ethics has to be 100% for you to be successful and to give good performance on a consistent basis at the Premier League level.
So this game is done and dusted. You now venture to Tivoli Gardens and then close out the season with Vere Phoenix United. The game plan going forward for these 2 teams?
I think, we have to take the Tivoli game first. Another team that is among the top 6. Good form. They would have gone 10 games unbeaten, so we know it's going to be a challenge, tough challenge. But for the Chapleton Maroons team, it's just about working on their psychology No, just a mental thing that we have to just get out. Normally we would have had a rest day tomorrow. We have to meet, we have to discuss, we have to plan. Because it's evident now that it boils down now to the last 2 games. And this game now come Sunday against Cavalier is going to be crucial as to whether or not we play in the league next year.
Coach, you mentioned the Tivoli game. They're on great form at the moment. Is the same approach, you're looking to make the same approach for that game where, you're trying to frustrate the opponent and try to scrape a point? Or you believe because with 2 games left and the relegation battle is so tight, you would take the game to them?
We have to be pragmatic. We ask of the team to do whatever is necessary to get something from a game. Have to be a bit more positive next week. Again, you have to assess to see who you have then. I mean, you have to set up based on who you have available and the quality that is out on the pitch and what the opponent bring to you. But today we wanted to be a little bit more positive. We were a little bit too deep, a little bit too defensive in my mind. It kind of have to be a different approach next week. But at the same time, we have to ensure that we don't give up easy goals like we did tonight. So we have to be very, very mindful of when we are in position and very compact when we are out of position. So it's a little bit different in terms of the approach next week. We have to get a goal. We can't continue to defend ourselves for survival. We have to get on the score sheet. So hopefully we can get the team to be a little bit more positive come next week.
All right, Coach, speaking of the goals he gave up today, I noticed that, the defense was very compact, not allowing Cavalier through the middle. So it was a plan all along to give Cavalier the width. And if so, are you disappointed that they eventually get the goal from that right-hand side?
Yeah, disappointed. I thought the recovery run by our left back was a little bit too slow. And that, caused the cross to come across. In an area where, easily if the defender had positioned his body much better, he could have cleared that ball upfield. But again, yes, we had planned to overload the midfield, out of position and to force them wide. But when we force them wide, can we prevent that ball from coming across the face of the goal? So that was a part of the plan. And I thought we did that fairly well up to that point, Just unfortunate that happened at that moment and it was our own goal. So, we have to look back at it and see how much we can improve in those areas next week.
Finally, Coach, as you look to hit the reset button for next season, what will that look like for Chapleton Maroons?
First is survival. I want to be at the helm, maybe in a different capacity, but the focus really now is to survive the league. So it's 2 ways. You can't sit until and then start to plan when you realize that it's in. But at the same time, the focus has to be Tivoli and getting some points and to remain in the league next year, and then we can take it from there.
All right, Coach. All the best going forward.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Yeah, man.